Today we're gonna have a quick briefing of what happened this week, what we expect about the NFP number today, and we're gonna see, actually, as always, we're gonna go through the markets, through the charts. I will try to help you with anything you want. I will try to cover any asset you wish, other than the major ones, of course. And I'm here to help pretty much. So let me make sure that you can hear me loud and clear. Perfect. Both Facebook and YouTube are already live. So I need just a quick thumbs up from my colleagues to make sure that that the audio is also okay. And I need okay. So perfect. Okay, guys. So I will start actually with the theme of the day. Okay, just come on. Okay, I cannot see any comments, so I assume you can hear me, and that's positive. So as I was saying, okay, let's start. Okay, the theme of the day, actually, and the week was quite impressive, because we have seen dollar actually supported quite well so far this week, and actually it was set for the best week since November. This was the theme of the day, and there are a comp of reasons why this happened. Just I want to make sure that you can hear me. Let me just double check. Double check. My screen looks a bit that it has frozen or something. So yes, it works. It works perfect. So I can see that I already 50 people over here. Guys, I'm here to help, as I keep repeating. So I'm looking forward for your questions. Okay, I will be here to reply to anything you want. So as I was saying, okay, the reason why we have seen this week dollar setting one of its best weeks in 3 months was actually a comp of things, and things that you have already heard either by Stuart on Monday, with the live analysis that we had on Monday and yesterday as well. So it's a comp of things. First of all, hopes and anticipation and expectations for that huge, massive stimulus, that 1.9 trillion stimulus from the US and Mr. Biden, which actually has passed through the Ms. Harris today. So that anticipation and that continuous positive headlines in regards to the passage of US stimulus, something that supported the dollar, along with the vaccination programs that they continue globally, with Israel be the number one that is nearly has nearly vaccinated already the 50% of its population. UK follows with a 25% vaccination of the population. But other than that, has been the central banks this week, and also the earnings. Let's not forget that this was, if I'm not mistaken, this was the peak. This week was the peak of the earnings season. We have seen actually Amazon. We have seen Alphabet, the parent company of Google. We have today eBay and PayPal, and I forget which others we had, but yeah, it was another impressive weekend in regards to earnings, and actually a very strong one, because the 80%, more than 80% of the S&P 500, the companies that are included in the S&P 500, beat expectations. So we have seen a growth, especially in tech companies, energy companies, and financial companies as well. So a very, very strong, impressive, maybe more than expected growth in the from the foreign companies, from the financial reports of the big giants, but not only the big giants. So I can't see any questions. I'm starting to worry, but I can see a lot of questions and hi's to everyone in YouTube, and that looks fine. So and then you can hear me. Thank you for confirming, guys. Thank you for being here. Hello to everyone. So since I can see your questions and your replies, I will say once again, good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to Philippine. Hello, everyone. So I'm here to help. I can see the first question. So give me few minutes, dear Omotola, to explain why we have seen dollar being supported so far today. I will keep an eye on the data as well, because in 4 minutes we're going to have the NFP out, and I will be with you trying to cover what's going on with gold, yen, pound, so on and so forth. So the reasons that dollar has been supported, as I said, earnings, strong earnings season, hopes of stimulus, and actually, as I read earlier, we have seen actually that the Senate actually voted 51 to 50 after Vice President Kamala Harris broke her first tie and adopted a budget blueprint for President Joe Biden at 1.9 trillions for the as a relief package for the virus. So strong earnings, stimulus, strong economic data. Okay, we had a great labor market data so far this week, and not only in the labor market, but also some encouraging data in regards. Let me just have also my calendar in front of me. Perfect. So we had also some upwards revisions, and also quite a rise in the ISM services in the United States, in retail sales in Europe, jobless claim also from the US, ADP number. All this strong fundamental data, economic data, supported the belief that we gonna see economic recovery globally. This, along with the tone of central bankers, and more precisely the Bank of England yesterday, and RBA as well, which RBA is committed that they will continue extending asset purchases, while on the other hand, Bank of England has actually removed from the central scenario, from the near term future, the possibility of negative interest rates. Okay, so this is something that keep the upbeat tone to the markets, to the stock markets. That's why we have seen a nice rally yesterday with Nasdaq and S&P 500 posting fresh record highs, while on the other hand, the anticipation of the NFP, of a better than expected NFP number today, also supported that upbeat tone to dollar, to stock markets in general. Okay, so dollar has been supported very, very well this week, and let's actually have a look at it now that the data are out. So I will put the euro dollar, and I will swing to the 30 minutes chart. So you can see, okay, we have the data out right now. So non-farm payrolls, 49,000 against the 50,000 expected. So, okay, very, very close to the expectations. It seems that they. Okay, you can see my screen perfect. Also, let me go. Okay. Okay, guys. So I don't know whether I will be able to show you. I will try. Let me also share. I want to share my calendar. Perfect. Here we are. Perfect. You can see it. So, okay, here we are. 49,000. It's a growth. Remember, we had a contraction of 227,000 last month in December. So that's a positive reading, but it fell short of expectations. Let's have a look on the average hourly earnings, the wages as we call it. And here we have a revision higher, which is quite positive. So above expectations. The previous month's reading revised higher. That's quite positive. That's the yearly headline, though the monthly headline also grown, but and we had a revision higher as well, but it fell below expectations. So unemployment fell lower. So this looks to be a bit of a mixed, I would say, report. However, we could claim that it's a positive one. Why? Simply because, perfect, Kiara, it's me again, sorry. So we could actually say that it is indeed mixed because we have seen falling below expectations, but we have seen growth. So not a negative reading again, a positive one. Positive reading again for the unemployment rate. So unemployment has detected. However, the wages is what worries me the most, and this looks to be should be negative for dollar because average hourly earnings fell below expectations, but nonetheless they fell well below last month's reading. 1% and right now are 0.2%. So this should be negative for dollar. Let's go back to the MT4 and see how the dollar reacted. So jump to 120. This is euro dollar 30 minutes chart. As you can see, jumped at nearly 120. You cannot see it because I'm not sharing my screen. I'm sorry, guys. Here I am again. So jump nearly at 120. Not a lot of interaction so far today, but this looks to be more of a negative reading, unfortunately, a negative overall report in contrast with what we have seen from ADP number on Wednesday and the jobless number yesterday. So let me remind you that ADP number came at 174, if I'm not mistaken. Let me confirm that. ATP 174,000. So that should be that was promising for today's report. The jobless rate yesterday holds steady at 6.7% in December, and in general, sorry if I'm looking at the other screen, let me just keep an eye over here. You can see that dollar is pushing higher and the euro dollar is pushing higher and higher. This is because it's a negative report, even though it was expected to be a very, very positive one. But the fact that it's still showing some kind of a progress, some kind of a positive development, suggests that in the next few months we're gonna see a growth on the labor market in the US, because let's not forget, guys, that we have seen annual revisions from payrolls to revise slightly higher. The jobless rates also are steady. The ADP was much higher than expected. The average hourly earnings have seen some kind of a growth but fell short of expectations. So we haven't seen that rebound that we were expected, not yet, at least in 2021. But if the data continue to be positive, we might see a payroll rebound in the near future, but not now, at least. So euro dollar spike and broke the 120, and that was actually that actually implies with today's report, which unfortunately is not a very promising one. So, okay, up. Let me check also the headlines. Trade balance was out as well. 66 deficit, 66 billion deficit, unfortunately, from the 65.7 billion expected. So another negative reading for the US. That was actually, we guess that that was close. That was due to the Trump's grandiose promises to fix the trade deficit. He didn't manage, and now he's out of the house. So, yeah, just to summarize a bit, this report indeed provides a drop in unemployment. However, the headlines are not encouraging. At the same time, we had Canadian dollar, Canadian data out, so a big bounce for dollar cut higher. The Canadian data, actually, where's my calendar? I missed my calendar. The Canadian data also very, very disappointing. That's why dollar CAD is went back down again, because negative data from US, negative data from dollar, and there is some kind of a confusion. There's some kind of a pressure in both sides. So it would be interesting to see how the dollar CAD will react, but for sure the data out of Canada were much worse than US ones. Sorry. So this should actually weigh on the Canadian dollar, and let's wait and see for that. I will come to, before I end the session, I will get back to the euro dollar and to the dollar CAD to see how we end up. But just to inform you, unemployment rates in Canada spiked to 9.4% from 8.8%, and the net change in employment came out at 212,000. So the negative 212,000. So this means that the number of people employed in Canada changed significantly. So it detracted significantly. That's why we have a negative reading. So very, very disappointing data from Canada, something that should weigh significantly on dollar CAD and Canadian dollar more precisely. So let me start with your questions, and I will start with the very top, and Mr. Omotola with gold. So now that we are speaking about gold, let me put it in the chart as well. But because we had a key, this is gold, guys. Okay, hopefully you can see it. That's quite a nice comment. I'm a bit hyper, actually. Okay, I'm a bit very, very excited. So, no, I don't tend to. I don't like trading the news. I prefer the markets to be a bit calm. And this is what we tend to state in our webinars. make sure that there is not a lot of, make sure that you're closing your positions prior to this kind of so volatile events, because you might be in the right direction of the trend, but the volatility might stop you out. Okay, so yeah, Omotola asked for gold along with Aziman as well, if I pronounce your name correctly, sir. So, and yeah, I want to start with the daily chart. I know that you might not interested on daily chart, but no comments from. So the reason why I want to start from the daily chart of gold is because we had a closure yesterday. You can see that, I assume we had a closure yesterday below the key psychological level. Okay, a key psychological level, the 1800s round number key support area for the whole for the last December, for the last 2 months. Okay, and also just make sure that my setup is correct. And also, it was an area that it was broken, which has broken actually. It could turn our attention to the next support area, key support area, and the lows back on November. So I can see many questions in Facebook. I will come to you in a minute. Thank you for your feedback. Okay, I will come to your questions as well. So I see a lot of questions from Facebook as well in regards to gold. So let me actually stick on the daily chart, because I want to say to you something. Remember that gold tends to, other than the fact that it's a safe haven, okay, other than the fact that it's a safe haven, also is traded traditionally as a way to store value. Is that right? If there is a lot of uncertainty in the market, we move, and the market participants are move their money to gold, because it's the so-called it's not so-called it's an asset that in which we could store value, if I can say that. Okay, so we have seen this continuous decline for gold, and actually gold is set for its worst week since the beginning of the year, because the markets are really continue to to um, uh, to invest in dollar, as the US Treasury yields also gaining. Okay, so that's one way of saying it. But also remember that gold is getting clobbered, if that's the correct way of saying it. So the higher yields in the US treasuries are much more attractive than holding money in gold. And this is what we've seen so far this week. That's why if I just focus on this week, we have seen a huge decline away from all moving average, daily moving average, because there is a transfer from gold to dollar treasuries and stock markets as well. Okay, so that's one way of saying it. Also, how there are how can I say that? Yeah, actually, the dollar, the cryptos as well, the treasuries yields, the stock markets have a bit stolen the shine of gold. Okay, that's why we have seen that very interesting dip below 1800s. So it's a more of a, let's say, a more technical decline than fundamental decline. Okay, so the fundamentals should support gold, but we have seen on the other way around. So we have seen global dipping below 1800s yesterday and closing below 1800s, and that quite is key. And infuse some buying interest in other assets such as exchange trade funds, as I said, and stock markets and so on and so forth. That was in regards to gold. Okay, but I will just close the explanation of gold before I go to the technicals. I want to highlight to you that you shouldn't forget that the gold status as a hedge, okay, as a hedge asset against inflation from stimulus has been challenged by higher yields because they increase the opportunity cost for holding non-yielding bullion. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, it's a way of hedging against inflation. So what caused this week's decline is the rise in yields. Okay, okay, let's flip to the technicals. So you can see that this decline started from the highs of 19,000. So the asset hasn't really moved above and close above, like confirm, and move above the 20-day moving average. It's done, gold, above the 20-day moving average for 20 days in a row, 20 working days in a row. Okay, remains below all the moving average, and more or less you should stick on the candle. The size of the candle tells us a lot. For those that they are price traders, price action traders, they already know that the body of the candle, how large the candle is, give us signs about the momentum. Okay, and this is a very big candle with a long tail to the upside and just a tiny one to the upside and a long one to the downside, suggesting that there is an increasing bearish bias for gold. Okay, so today's reversal doesn't really tell us much, at least for the medium term picture, because you can see that it remains below the outside the Bollinger Band area, below all moving average, well below the midpoint of this huge candle. Okay, very, very close to the 1800 area, and nonetheless there is an increasing, if I just show you that, perfect, because my head is hiding it. You can see that there is an increasing negative bias according to MACD. So a failure today to do a substantial reversal at least above 1815, which is actually more precisely, should put that on, at least above 1830, the outlook will remain negative. Let's flip now to the 1 hour chart quickly. A 1 hour chart is less fascinating, but you can see that it has stuck. I put these lines on like at the beginning of the week, if I'm not mistaken, because this was a key support area. It was a resistance area in 2020, and now it was reversed as a nice support, which has broken. So the asset managed to get back to above 1800s, but it fails to move further to the upside. And you can see that MACD is still negative. It has risen significantly, but remains negative. And RSI is at 50. So let me put my intraday setup with the 5 and 9 exponential moving average to see how it reacts. And you can see that it's still around pivot point, not a substantial, not a significant rise so far, sideways mainly, and of its highs, of today's highs, 1811. So still intraday, and intraday picture remains negative, daily picture remains negative. Hopefully this helped all the people that they ask me about gold. Okay, hopefully this helps you guys. I can see that you keep going and going with the gold. Someone is asking about silver as well. So since I am still on commodities, I will go quickly to silver. Then it was Olayemi. Okay, hello. So okay, similar pressure, similar decline, but a bit different because we have seen a lot of appreciation for silver, a lot of inflows in silver, especially after that nightmare, that event with the GameStop. It gapped up and then it quickly capped down, closing this gap. You know that the gaps are always closing into the markets. The market doesn't leave the gaps open forever. Eventually they always cover them. So okay, a huge decline for 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. So this week the silver went back down, but the fact that it managed to still remain above the 26, let me put it on, 26 level, round number, okay, round number above the 20-day moving average, 20-day moving average, and now an area that it has converted into support, while previously in January it was a key resistance, double fractal, and now converted into support. So as long as we don't see a break of that area, the asset remains sideways. I cannot tell that it remains positive because it looks sideways, to be honest. RSI is very, very close to 53, a bit flattened. MACD, you can see that it's a bit weak. Let me just try to maximize it so you could see it. Sorry for that. I'm afraid that if I close my camera, the audio will be lost. So, okay, you can see that. You can see that the momentum is above signal line, but it has some kind of there is not an increasing slope like here. It's like there is a small decreasing slope. So I will just keep in mind that there is nothing clear in the daily chart, but the fact that it keeps moving above 26 is quite encouraging. Let's flip to the 1 hour chart to see if there is something new. No, sideways, bouncing between 26 and 30 is the resistance of the day. Actually, this is happening since yesterday or the day before, since Tuesday. Yeah, so it entered actually for the whole week. It entered after it came down on Tuesday. It's like a bit choppy, very weak candles. So I don't see anything, I'm afraid, dear Chemisola, in regards to silver, at least in the 1 hour chart and daily chart. But if you're trading like intraday, assuming a 30 minutes chart like this one, you can see a nice bounce up to the first resistance of the day. But you see, my MACDs haven't confirmed a cross yet, a bullish cross. So it's not technically. There is positive momentum in the 30 minutes chart, but I'm not sure whether it has already run out of steam. So up, spike up, now it's turning lower, a lot of volatility. So let me continue with the rest of the questions. Pound, yen, buy or sell? I cannot tell. What I can tell you is what the fundamentals are suggesting to us and what the technicals are suggesting to us. This is what I can tell you, and you are taking the decision based on your time frame, on your strategy, on your personality. Okay, so pound, I will see cable, I will see yen separately, and then we could flip to pound and yen. Okay, guys, so this is pound cable. So after the Bank of England stated clearly that for the near future, we don't see any negative rates. They don't want to adopt negative rates, okay, for the near future, at least for the if I remember correctly, for the first half of the year. That was positive for cable, of course, for pound. That supported the pound significantly. Weighted to the FTSE, supported, however, the gilts and the pound. So we had that bounce yesterday. For those that they attended Stuart live analysis yesterday, Stuart brilliantly explained everything yesterday. So since then, we have some kind of an upwards trajectory for cable. I have my regression channel over here, and I want to actually, I want to, that's not, okay, let me put it on the other way around. Yeah, so why I put two regression channels with different standard deviations. So it's because to have different levels of resistances, support area. So we have seen that it has some kind of an intraday upwards movement, upwards channel in this 1 hour chart. Okay, let's zoom in a bit. You can see that it continues sloping higher since yesterday, and impressively actually rebounded earlier, and it kept pushing higher. However, you can see that it's stuck within the pivot and the first resistance of the day, 136.50, 137.25, and remains off the 135. So okay, there is upwards channel, of course, in the intraday basis, the 1 hour chart, but what triggers my attention is MACD, which has, along with RSI, not sure whether you can see that. You can you see that it flattens, and RSI is also moving sideways, so that suggests consolidation, guys. So be careful. We have an upward trajectory, of course. We can see that it broke earlier the previous high, it broke again the previous high, just this at the top of the hour. But there is some kind of a consolidation, the sideways ranking market. So what we do, if we don't have something confirmation, you prefer, we choose to look smaller time frames. If I move to the 30 minutes chart, and you can see in the 30 minutes chart that MACD is actually detacted and detacted and detacted. So you can see that it's getting lower and lower and lower. So that suggests that there is still some pressure in the market. Okay, so detection of the positive bias. Okay, so is this rally running out of steam? Will it continue? For now, we don't know, but for sure, the technicals are negative to neutral. Let's keep an eye on the daily chart to see what's going on. Daily chart is positive, even though we have seen a bit of a slowdown over here. Can you let me remove that line so you would be able to see it? And you see that decline. That decline suggests again that we have some pressure from the bears. that there is some kind of a detected bearish bias. But nonetheless, the asset for sure remains well supported by the 20-day moving average. I am in the daily chart, by the way. Well supported by the 50-day moving average, which is a much better support area for cable. But it faces a huge resistance, a big obstacle, okay, at that triple fractal over here and the 137.60. So only break above this level, a decisive break above this level, okay, could confirm, could imply, or should show, if you prefer, that the upwards movement for cable will continue. For now, it has stuck for more than 2 weeks within this upper Bollinger Band level, flattened level, sideways range, ranking market. You can see flattened Bollingers as well, okay? Okay, I tried to do my best and explain you cable. So let's move on to yen, okay? Hi guys, hi everyone. From Facebook, I'm seeing the Facebook questions as well. I'm afraid I don't speak French, dear. I don't speak French, only English, okay, and Greek, if you like Greek. Thank you for your efforts. My pleasure. I'm here to help. I discussed about cable, Muhammad. Hope you are still here and you watch it. Can I get the best robot? I cannot advise about that, but what I can tell you, try to, before taking any expert advisor or something, try to understand the markets, try to study the markets, try with a demo account to do your own trading before just relying on a code. We have covered gold. Perfect. Hope Ali was here to watch it. Mumtaz Ali. Hope you watch it. I think you do because it was 29 minutes ago. So I think you were here. Hopefully you were. Cable. I just spoke about cable, my dear Syed Rafiqul Islam. Okay. Thank you very much for your kind words, dear Ahmad. Okay, so I'm done with the Facebook questions for now. I cannot see any questions, but I seeing a lot from YouTube. So back to Muhammad. You ask about pound, we discussed about it. You ask about yen. I will go right now to yen and later on to the most volatile asset ever, pound yen. One of the most volatile assets in the history of Forex industry, okay? So be very careful. So yen actually, it's very interesting because it managed this week to break decisively the 105 territory. And more precisely, if you excuse me, I want to show you the weekly chart. Is something that Stuart taught me in the morning, and he's absolutely right. Can you see that he managed to extend even higher? Okay, remains above the 20-day moving average and actually managed to exit that decline that we have seen since June. So for the first time since June, might be May as well, let me confirm that. For the first time since June, okay, for the first time since June, it managed to get above the 20-week, this is the weekly chart, 20-week moving average, and more precisely, it managed for a second week to extend that gain. So remains for the second week in a row above 20 weeks moving average and above that 7 months decline, bounce higher, extended gains, right now is retesting the 50-week moving average. Okay, and the RSI cross also above 50. So that's the weekly candle, the weekly chart. So very impressive weekly candles, big ones, nearly full body ones, strong ones. So keep an eye on the weekly candle once the markets close tonight. Okay, this will give us a lot of indications for next week's trading. So let's flip to the daily chart. You can see that there is a huge rebound since last week, managed to break the 105 level, managed to break the November resistance, so 1, 2, 3 months resistance, and it keep extending despite the fact that it's already looked a bit overbought, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row outside the daily Bollingers. This is something that suggests an extreme behavior performance, an overbought performance, which might need some kind of a correction. But if I just show you the technicals, you can see that this is a strong bullish momentum from MACD, and the RSI cross on Wednesday the 70 barrier, and there is still steam for the upside. So what's that suggest? That suggests that the dollar yen is now in a positive daily outlook, but because it's overbought, we might see in the near future some kind of a correction, maybe consolidation, maybe a small pullback. We are not sure, but it remains positive for the day, and there is a lot of positive bias in the daily chart. Let's flip down to the 1 hour chart. You can see that it was up in the Asia session. Is sloped lower, but it remained above the pivot point on the left of the day, rebounded again, a very weird doji candle on the data, okay, with a long tail to the downside, but now right now it's a bit flat. So yeah, tried to break the first resistance of the day, didn't manage to get back down to the Bollingers. There is some kind of a pressure. Maybe that rally has run out of steam already. Let's see the 30-minute chart. This will give us further indication. So indeed, it bounced to the first resistance, quickly turned lower with a long tail lower, and it continues lower so far in this first half of the session. How can I say that? And the fast MAs, the fast moving average, have been flattened, so consolidation continues before another rebound from dollar yen. So yeah, it needs a correction after all. It was overbought. So we might see a bit of consolidation, maybe a small pullback. But as long as it remains above 105, remains positive. Let's flip to pound yen. Pound yen. I should have it somewhere. If not, I will find it. Okay. This is the daily chart. Nice rally, keeps going, and actually extended. That's very, very good, because it has broke the more than 1 year's resistance at 143. Can you see? This is since February. It broke it last week, and it continues further up to the upside this week. And more precisely, if I just, can you see? It's trading for a second week in a row above the 200-day week moving average. This is simple. This is simple. That's perfect. So rejected the 1 year's resistance, broke it. So the next area to be seen is back to the 2019 territory, and actually the January's high, which already has been really touched. So double fractal over here is actually the round 145 level, key resistance, but already there. Come on, already there. And the very next resistance is up here, 146, 146.85. So over here, back to November 2019 territory. So let me quickly put some nice candles on. Oh, sorry, vice versa should be. So already hit it, break it, upside, big rebound, break it. Yeah, key resistance at 146, 146.86 for those that they are interested in the weekly and daily charts, that they are day traders, swing traders, position traders, etc. For those that they are interested in the 1 hour chart, intraday basis, we can see, okay, sorry, I accidentally opened a position. So, to the upside, a bit of a hummingbird. It looks like a hummingbird. Okay. Fast moving average are extending to the upside. It's overbought, however, the last few hours. So if it's overbought, it needs a pullback. So overbought, just a breath below the 145 territory. However, the momentum remains positive, guys. Remains positive. So, and if I put my pivot points on, where are we standing? On the pivot, on the first resistance of the day, found resistance is struggling a bit to overcome this barrier. So it needs some kind of a correction, but it's well above the 20 and 50 period moving average, well above the pivot point. So overall, the outlook remains positive for pound yen. Let's flip to the 30 minutes chart. Up, small candles, but higher and higher, struggling above the first to break the first resistance of the day. So it looks that it needs some kind of a correction. So let's wait and see. But overall, the outlook remains positive, if that helps you. Hopefully it does. Hopefully that helps you, Muhammad, and I reply to all of your questions. What should be the impact of NFP news on dollar? Unfortunately, should be negative. It was a mixed data and more negative data than positive. So that should weigh on dollar. And this is what actually we are seeing right now. And you can see that dollar, I don't have dollar index right now in front of me. I will open it for you, but let me open dollar index. Here it is. Indeed, it fell off. Why is that? Here it is. Down, and the releasement continues down. After the releasement, there is a bearish cross since yesterday on the fast moving average, and the fast MAs are still sloping lower, aggressively lower. So there it is, a lot of bearish pressure. Bears are entering in the intraday basis, in the intraday time frame, the dollar selling the dollar. This is the 30 minutes chart, aggressively lower, MACD lower, RSI lower, ready to cross the 30 barrier. So yeah, there is some kind of a pressure. Now that was the 30 minutes chart. Okay, it broke the immediate support at 91.30. Next support, it broke also the 91. That was also a support broken already. It posted a low at 91.14. So the very next support area that I can see is the round 91 territory. Okay, so let's put the pivot points on. Yeah, touch resistance. If it breaks that first resistance of the day, then it will be key to see whether it will. Our attention should turn to the around 91, or even worse, the 90.85. However, if it doesn't manage to break that level, I mean to close at the top of the hour with an hourly candle below the 91.20, below the first support of the day, if it found some kind of a floor over here, it could turn back higher again, like what happened yesterday. You see, overbought, oversold, found the floor, and it jumped higher again. So, yeah, let's wait and see. Uh, I don't have, I'm afraid, all the comments open from our Facebook page. I have only the main Hot Forex page, Facebook page, and YouTube. I don't know. If you need anything, just stick it in the box. Okay, thank you. From Nigeria, welcome, dear Musa. I would like to let you know that we are planning some events, hopefully, soonish, maybe in a month time, I'm not sure, but we're gonna have some events in your region. Okay, gold and oh, nice. We have covered gold. Let me know if you need it again. But yeah, you should, yeah, you have been here. So okay, nice. Let's see some cryptos. Let's see some cryptos. Where's my cryptos? And let's see Ripple. I haven't heard Ripple for a while. Ethereum had a nice spike, brilliant spike actually. So let's see Ethereum. Ethereum, this is the daily chart. Let me get rid of this channel. So let's flip to the daily chart. We had a bounce, turn lower, trying to rebound again, turn slightly lower today. Neutral, I will say, in the daily chart. You can see that MACD is very close to zero. RSI hasn't managed to cross the 17, is slightly turning lower, so that's not very encouraging in the daily chart. So let's see the intraday stuff actually. Well, consolidation again, but this is the 1 hour chart, because it's some kind of a bullish crossover here, and some kind of a positive bias, but limited one. So there is a bullish cross, but RSI looks a bit flat at 59, very close to the neutral area. MACD, it is positive, but it's below the signal line, suggesting some kind of a limited bounce, limited rally. So I cannot really say a lot of, I'm afraid, dear Musa, but this rebound, the last 3 hours, looks to be a bit limited. You need the asset to at least, to at least confirm the break of that 4440 area. Okay, of course, it already touched it twice and is ready to break it. So, okay, let me flip to the 30 minutes chart to see what's going on. Okay, you need actually a confirmed closure above the 50 reversal area, the 50 Fibonacci retracement area. You need to cross it in order to suggest that it will get back to the upside again and possibly retest the highs that we have seen yesterday. But for the time being, it looks that it has some kind of a strong resistance over here. You see, MACD flatten, RSI flatten. There is some kind of a limited bounce. Yeah, take care. Ethereum was one of the biggest movers, if I'm not mistaken, this week. And yeah, exactly. It was even had an even better performance than Bitcoin. When you see it's in a continuous upwards trajectory since December, very well supported by, this is Ethereum, by the way, guys. Okay, Ethereum. Well supported by the 20-day moving average, keep posting higher. A doji candle yesterday, however, it broke today and it keep extending higher. So, and a lot of positive momentum as well. Can you see that? Rising again, broke the yesterday's highs, broke above the first resistance of the day. It looks a bit overbought, but the overall picture, the overall daily picture is still positive. Okay, so we might see some kind of a reaction like that. Back in January, it was overbought, it needed some kind of a correction, and then it started appreciated again. It needs some kind of a correction, but remains in an overall positive outlook. Intraday, positive as well. A bit overbought, this outside Bollinger needs a bit of a correction, maybe some consolidation, but it's still positive. Okay, let's see the 30 minutes chart. Up, still up, outside Bollinger's though. MACD cross positive. Okay, that was a nice entry, but we missed that. You see, the break of that triple fractals. I love fractals. So I love fractals. Yeah, triple fractals and bam, up. That was on the announcement as well. South Africa, hello. Cable, we mentioned cable. So I see your comment was an hour ago, so you will have been here. Dollar yen the same, perfect. If I haven't replied to your questions, please put it again, because I'm scrolling down right now. From Brazil, you mean? You're from Brazil. If you educate yourself, if you try to read what we mean by fundamental technical analysis, do a bit of a practice in the demo account, practice, discipline, then you will be able one day to enter the markets with a lot of how can I say, a lot of experience. Actually, education and controlling your emotions is key to succeed in this industry. So start from this. Start from a demo account. If you haven't traded in your life, my dear Federico. GJ. Yeah, okay. Pound yen, I assume that was already reply. Can we expect bullish run from dollar? I'm afraid the fundamentals mentioned that they have waited on the dollar. However, dollar has been a big mover this week, was well supported. So the daily chart, where is it? Come on. The daily chart remains to the upside. So key floor would be the 91, as long as it sustains tonight. And on Monday as well, the 91 territory, and even continue to the upside, then yeah, the positive outlook remains. But yeah, it needs to sustain the 91 level as a nice floor support level, because this is key. This is a key level for dollar. USDT, you mean USD index? I'm not sure what you mean, my dear Emmanuel. In the 2 months time. Okay, let's flip to the weekly chart and monthly chart. So, guys, dollar has been one of the weakest currency, of the weakest assets in 2020 due to the pandemic, and that remains the case. Okay, you can see that is actually back to 2018 lows. Okay, And despite these few days positive performance, if you are trading for a weekly or monthly, if you're seeing like, if you're a long-term trader like Emmanuel, I guess, you can see that it remains to the downside. This is a downwards trajectory for many, many months, the whole 2020. And let's not forget that there are things that suggest, fundamentals that suggest that the dollar in 2021 is not expected to recover. And why is that? Biden's election suggests a lot of spending to infrastructure programs, spending with massive stimulus like the 1.9 trillion stimulus. This needs money. Money, in order to be found, the banks need to print them. So that means higher debt for US government. And that's not good for the dollar. That makes dollar cheaper. Hopefully this helped you. Nonetheless, it's back down to December to April 2018 territory. Okay? So that was the floor last month on January. Okay? So it's at, look at that. This region in which it entered on January and it hasn't really exited yet. It didn't really rebound significantly. It leads us back to 2014. So it remains weak. If you now, I cannot tell you in 2 months what I'm expecting, but what I can see is negative December, negative November, negative December, very weak but bullish January, but unable to recover. And so far, a weak February, bullish one, but without any substantial move higher. So we need a recovery at least at the end of February above the 91.90 territory in order to suggest that it could reach 94, 95 resistance. Okay? Like to some kind form a bit of a morning star formation slide. Okay. That's what I can tell you. She's delaying answers. I'm really sorry. There are a lot of comments. That's why. My apologies. We have already replied. As I said, the data haven't been promising for yen, for dollar. They had been negative, and that's why the euro dollar continues to the upside. Just for a second, it continues pushing higher above 120, resistance at 120, 117. Next, so full rebound over here. Nice rebound. If I flip to the daily chart, okay, closure today above 120 could be significant because we have some kind of a, actually if it managed to exit to break the highs that we have seen yesterday, so 120.40, we might see some kind of a tweezer bottoms, which is a bullish pattern, but we need to wait. But in the intraday basis, it's definitely bullish. You can see that. Aggressive buying, fast MAs are to the upside and they keep moving higher. This is the 30 minutes chart. This is the 1 hour chart, also sloping and pointing higher. So there is still steam to the upside for euro dollar. I'm not sure for which time frame you're saying that, but for now it's weak. Okay. cannot tell buy or sell. I can analyze, I can help you with fundamentals, I can help you with technicals, but I cannot give advices, unfortunately. I cannot. I'm not from London, I'm from Cyprus, but we have agents in London, so you can contact them for anything you want, Federico. So, okay. Oh, a lot of questions. Gold. Last time you tried, you lost money, Federico. Please, please, please stick on the demo. Try to study first. Follow our webinars. Follow all the educational stuff that we provide, and we have it free. Contact us for help, but stick on the demo before investing real money. It could. I cannot really tell, I'm afraid, Emmanuel. Let's go back to the dollar index again. Next week, by the way, is a short week because it's the New Year's, Luna New Year's for Chinese. So the Asia market will be off starting from Wednesday, and which is Korea and Japan will be off from Wednesday, and everyone like Japan, Korea, China, etc. will be off on Friday, so it will be a short week. So we might have a lack of volatility and lower volumes, and this is something that could cost a bit on the volatility. But you ask about next week. Okay, let me clear a bit this mess. So I cannot really say whether there is a possibility for the dollar to rise, but what I can say is that is well above its 20 and 50. This is 50, by the way. Let me put it with blue. 50 moving average. Despite the decline today, this is a daily chart. Despite the decline today, is above the daily moving average, and that is what suggests that the outlook in the daily chart remains positive. As long as the asset doesn't cross today below 91 territory, the outlook remains positive in the daily chart. Okay, and nonetheless, look at that. Hopefully, I think this, if you hear me, Emmanuel, I think this will definitely help you. What I'm saying over here, still above 91, still above all moving average, and look at that. This is a bullish cross. Oops, wrong instrument. This is a bullish golden cross, not golden, bullish cross of 20-day above the 50-day moving average. This suggests that for the next few days, we could see the asset moving further to the upside because the 20-day, the fast moving average, is above the slow moving average. Bullish cross. MACD turned positive. RSI slowed down a bit, so keep an eye on that. But we need to see whether at the end of Friday of this week will close the week above 91. Keep an eye on that. This is something that could support the positive outlook for dollar in the upcoming week. And if I let me put also exponential moving average to see what's going on with exponentials as well. So let's assume that this is the exponential. Okay, we don't have a cross, but we definitely have, just try something as well. Yeah, okay. We have the 20 and the 50 and the 10, 20, 50, 10, all pointing slightly to the upside. So momentum is still positive with the daily chart. Hopefully this helped you, Manuel. My apologies, dear Federico. That's why we said to you, practice before trading. Use the demo account, it's free. Please practice in the demo account. It's free. You can practice forever if you want. You can practice for many months if you want. We have our agents able to help you. Even me and Stu are here to help you, but practice. Okay, practice. Okay, people are still asking about gold. I will flip back to gold. Sorry for any delay. You are so many that I cannot manage to reply on spot, I'm afraid. So let's flip back to gold. Gold. Gold, guys, I told you. Okay, this is a daily chart. Okay, this was a very aggressive bearish candle yesterday, breaking the 1800 level. Okay, so as long as we don't see tonight at the closure and move above the 50% retracement level, so the midpoint of this candle, okay, then the outlook is not changing for gold. It could continue be a negative one. Okay, hopefully that was it. The same stands for silver. Silver is finding a nice support at 26. So for now it's consolidating, while silver is not, gold is not consolidating, but silver is consolidating. So with silver, in contrast with gold, what we can see is just a continuation of consolidation. It needs to get back to above 27 territory. Let's make it a round number. 27 territory in order to suggest that it will have another bounce again. But for now, it's stuck between 26 and 27. If it breaks 27, then the outlook could turn down to 24 area. If it crosses above 27, then our attention to turn to this high and this high as well. GG? What is the GG? I don't know. Sorry. Please check pound again. Okay, I will do it. Pound again. Actually, before we go to pound, let me see a bit of palladium. Okay, still below the 20-day moving average, but a nice rebound yesterday. And so far today, palladium also to the upside, rebounded from the 20-day moving average, breaking 2 days resistance and bounce higher. And let's flip to pound. Everyone is interested about pound and gold today. What's going on with you guys? You haven't checked the other assets, the stocks, for example. So pound remains, as we said, in a very good upwards trajectory, but it has stuck in the daily chart between the 136 and 137.60. So sideways for the daily chart, for the medium term picture. Intraday now, it had an impressive rally, okay, and it doesn't look to running out of steam. You can see that MACD has another bullish cross. RSI looking towards the 70 territory, and there is further steam to the upside. Let's check stochastic as well. Stochastic also, you can see it, also pointing to the upside. So intraday, there is a lot of bullish bias supporting the pound. Okay, can you see that? It just broke earlier that high at 137.12 and it's keep pushing it higher. Fast moving average are sloping higher. Bollingers are pointing higher as well. So positive bias remains for pound. Hopefully this was okay for you, my dear Mehran. 30 minutes chart, similar picture. Unfortunately, dear Mario, due to the pandemic, I think we won't be able to come to Africa at least for the second half of 2021. But we are planning to do precisely for your region some online events in which you can participate. We cannot really say, I cannot really say the date yet because we need to organize everything, but it will be a big event in which you will be able to hear me, Stuart, helping analyzing the markets. You can see also, you can find out more about our company, our products. You can ask anything you want. Actually, it's an online event, but yeah, for now we don't have any plans for these years coming there because of the pandemic. We're not allowed, but if things go become better and all the people in the world vaccinated and this nightmare stops, we might manage, but not for the first half of 2021, I'm afraid. It would be an online one. We haven't decided, we don't have the exact date yet, but if you follow our social media in Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Telegram, and so on, we will announce it sooner or later. Be a bit patient, it won't be in February, definitely. So follow us and we will let you know once it will be out. The exact date is out. On the demo, okay, you need to open a wallet, I'm afraid, firstly, and you need to, once you open a wallet, okay, you will be, there is a button called open demo account, and you can actually open automatically a free demo account in which you can practice. If you're struggling, please send us a quick message to our support team. You can find, if you go to the Hot Forex page, hotforex.com, you will be able to, there is, actually, let me show you. Uh, oh, okay, here is our website. Here is our website, dear Mario. And you can see, once you open our website, hotforex.com, you can see open live account or demo. If you click on it, you will be able to open a free demo account in which you can practice as long as you want. But please, in the meantime, also try to attend our webinars, or even you can go over here to the education tab and do view some of the quick videos that we have and some of the trading courses that we have. You need to educate yourself to understand why the markets move, what affects the markets, and to see also, if you don't like if you don't understand a lot of the fundamentals, you can at least study a bit of the technical, what the indicators are, how they could help you with your trading. Okay, unfortunately, you need to try and educate yourselves before entering the market. Okay, and let me get back to my chart. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting question. I don't think there is. There is. Okay, there we are. I don't. I cannot really. We cannot really say that they react faster than gold, but we can say that there are more market inflows. There are more people holding currency pairs, trading currency pairs rather than gold. That's the reason. If we had more of a gold traders, then we should see a spike on gold. But we're seeing the majority, actually, the Forex industry is the currency Forex industry is the biggest of all. Okay. Okay, and actually in the Forex market we are seeing $5.1 trillion traded per day, and I'm referring solely to the currency pairs. I cannot really, can I show you that? Can I? No, I cannot show you that, but you should know, guys, that the currency pairs, the currency pair, the currency market is the biggest one. Is the biggest one, so that's why it reacts. It reacts also quicker than any other currency like commodities or stocks or so on and so forth. And okay, let me double check that there are no further questions in Facebook as well. Hope you're okay, Ibrahim. Hope I replied to your question. I just covered pound, dear boss. What do you see for 10-year yields? Nice. No one asked me so far for 10 years yields. So let's have a look at it. And before I close the session, I would also like to see stocks, because they have been fresh record highs. Let's not forget that. Ten-year yields. Oh, I'm running out of steam. Whew. Come on, where are my bonds? Here it is. Come on, come on, come on. Woo! Nice bounce. Boom. Nice bounce. Is it just open or not yet? Is it yesterday's one? No, it's just open. Oh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Rising and rising. Bonds are rising on the weaker dollar. Okay, that's nice. Actually, it's just open. Well spotted. Well spotted, Hassan Raza Fati. Well spotted, dear. Well spotted. That's a big bounce for the bond, for the US 10-year bond. Impressive bounce on the data. Rising US 10. So, okay. Oops. Where is it? Yeah, bonds. Yeah, here it is. So an impressive rally on the open. It opened just 49 minutes ago and it kept pushing higher on the weaker dollar, and that's impressive. That's well spotted. So okay, since you asked me about it, obviously that's a huge candle. Key resistance will be that triple fractal 136.87, which is just 5 pips away. So keep an eye whether it will close the hour in 11 minutes exactly above it. So let me flip to the 30 minutes chart. Actually, very impressive. It closed up, and let me put also my intraday analysis on. A bullish cross from the 5 and 9 moving average above pivot, already broke above the first resistance of the day. Huge rebound, so a lot of buying over here, it seems. So key resistance will be the 36.87, which is just 5 pips away. But the fact that we had this huge candle on the open, huge candle with close which closed without any hesitation. You can see there is no tail. This suggests a lot of bullish bias, and we have a bullish cross confirm the previous session. So we might see further rally for 10-year US future over here. Very well spotted, Ibrahim. Okay. Okay, that was the 1 hour chart. I cannot really tell much. You can see how aggressive the RSI. Can you see that? No, you can, obviously. You can see how aggressive the RSI turned, cross above 50, and it keep posting sloping aggressively to the upside. So keep an eye on the 137. It already broke it. Wow. Okay, you already broke it. Already here. So next resistance, 137, 137. Yeah, 137. Keep an eye on that there. Keep an eye. 137 is the next key resistance area for US 10-year future. But daily chart, okay, is still down. So bullish is for the intraday picture only. But in the daily picture, you can see that it was down for a second week in a row, and it's still below the 20-day moving average. So the intraday positive outlook was only for what's going on right now, not for the daily or weekly chart. Okay, hopefully this helped you, dear Paddy. Let me check for final questions. My pleasure, Mario. Someone is asking again about, no, it's not asking about. Yeah, we've seen the questions in Facebook as well. So I need to call it a date. Then I will finish, if there are no other questions, I will finish with stocks. And I would like to see, actually, oil and stocks. Let's start with oil. Where's my oil? Sorry for the delay. US oil remains to the upside. Broke today all the resistances of the day, and the $57 since pushing further to the upside. So bullish bias remain for oil. RSI in 1 hour chart. RSI in the 1 hour chart is ready to cross 70 territory. MACD is aggressively, it remains well above its above the zero line. Can you see that? I think you can. Yes, ready to cross above the 70. MACD also positive. Some consolidation that is well above zero. Okay. However, we can see some kind of a divergence here in the long term. Okay. You see, the asset was moving higher, but the momentum is detected. So be careful, because this suggests that sooner or later we might see a limit on this rally. But for now, the asset just crossed 57, pushing further to the upside. Fast EMAs continue to the upside, so there is a lot of appreciation on oil intraday. And in the daily chart as well, it's keep posting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Why is that? OPEC Plus, it's discipline, and it keeps supporting the oil with a cutting protection, a tighter supply restrictions. So that supports the oil. Okay, and this is expected to continue support the oil for the next few weeks as well. You can see, Stuart noticed it this morning, and he's absolutely right. Can you see? This is the weekly chart. We had 3 dodgy weeks moving sideways, but today, this week, it had an impressive rally. So look at that. After a lot of dodginess, it bounced. So keep an eye oil for next week, because this impressive rally might continue, because we can see that MACD is extending higher, RSI is extending higher, and the actual, we have a very strong weekly candle. But we need to wait and see until the markets close tonight to see how this candle will close for the week. Now, last but not least, stocks down. USA 500 rally cross remains above that 3870 support level and keep extending. Okay, keep extending. Dow Jones, do we have Dow Jones? USA 30, the same, rebounded, but remains, but it has a key resistance area at 31,280. USA 100 rally as well. It fell a bit short after the data, but we have eBay and PayPal reporting. So keep an eye whether this is just a correction, a pullback before another support. So next support for Nasdaq is the 30,500, and the very next one will be 13,425, and so on. But as long as it doesn't move below the 33,353, that might be just a pullback before another attempt to the upside. So intraday big picture turns negative, but daily remains well positive for more than 3 months now. So I will end the session. I'm more than an hour and a half here. I'm quite tired. Hopefully I replied to everything that you asked me. I think I did. Let me double check. I would like to thank you for being here. Hopefully you enjoy the session. I really like your feedback on how we could improve the lives, what you want to see from us, whether these sessions helps you or not. We're very glad to hear news from you and hear your feedback. So I'm done for today. Hope you enjoyed the session. Take care. We have a lot of earning releases still. Let me just double check what's left. We have, so where is it? Let me double check. Before, who's the 5th of the 5th today? Actually, there should be already everything out already. Yeah, I think earnings are nearly out. Where is eBay? Okay, I cannot really find out when is eBay reporting or whether it already reported. Let me just quickly Google it. The calendar doesn't look. Okay, it already reported. My mistake, I'm sorry. eBay already reported. So I'm not sure though if there are any further reports for today. But what is definitely the case is that we are still seeing, we're seeing a weak pound, a weak dollar after the data. So all the major currencies are gaining against the weak dollar, even yen. Dollar CAD is to the downside because Canadian labor market was missed expectations significantly as well and a bit mixed sideways, supported by the 127.70 area, while pound looks to be the biggest gainer so far today because other than the dollar weakness, it was that upbeat boost from Bank of England yesterday, which helped sterling bouncing to the upside and being the biggest gainer so far today. So guys, that was it. The jobs report was quite strong, but weak payrolls figures disappointed the market, and they have added a lot of pressure on dollar. Okay. On the meantime, we have a very strong oil, weak gold, weak dollar, everything gaining against dollar, and strong equity markets with a bit of a pullback so far in the US session. Hopefully this helps you. Hope you are having a great day ahead. Take care, have a great weekend, and see you again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.